Hello again to all my favorite people out there. Today's makeup tutorial is going to be for my son's middle school open house using a spotlight eyeshadow technique, or also called a halo eyeshadow, using Inglot eyeshadows, Stila contour, and Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. First, we're going to take the primer, and in this case I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and just basically go over the pores of my skin that need most coverage, ignoring a little bit on my my nose and right under my nose. Next, I'm going to be taking my Tarte foundation, the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, as it has such good coverage, and I'm going to have to run some errands, go to work, and then go to my son's open house tonight. So I need this to last all day. I take my favorite little Tarte bamboo brush and I start to place it on my face. Yes, it's a little lighter than what I would like because this summer I've spent some time in the sun, and I haven't updated my foundation yet, but I will use bronzer later to bring the color up. Next, I take my eyeliner, or my eye concealer, first my favorite It Bye Bye Undereyes. A lot of times I will use just my fingers to place it under my eyes and blend it in, because that seems to do a sufficient job at blending it in throughout the eyes. Now it's a little bit lighter, but again, this right now I'm trying to cover the dark circles. Then I take my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Treatment Makeup, which is a little bit darker, and I apply it near where I applied that. I take my It Blending Concealer pencil or brush, and I blend that in. I use the brush after using my fingers because that way it doesn't smear as much. Then I'm going to take my MAC PREP+PRIME to try to bring a little bit more highlight under my eyes, so that way at the end of the day I'm not looking as tired as what I am. And then I again use my It brush to do the concealer, or to blend out the concealer. Afterwards, I'm going to be getting my Stila. It's in the shade Light. It's a Shape and Shade Contour Duo. I just picked this up the last month at Sephora, and I have loved it. I've been using stick highlight and contour shades for the past while. I apply it with my Younique Concealer brush, and I first always start off with the lighter colors, so that way when I go to the darker colors I'm not accidentally getting darker where I want lighter. I tend to frown a lot, so I do my frown lines. I like my forehead to be sort of bold and my nose to be bold, so I'll do a line down that. After I finish with the highlight, I blend in, or I clean off the brush on the towel that I keep right by my makeup, and then I start with a darker shade. I bronze my forehead, and then I look for my cheek areas going between my ear and my smile. I don't get too close to my smile because then it brings too much darkness in close to my lips. I like for my jawline to disappear a little bit because I have a prominent jawline, so I'll put some on that J right under the jawline and right underneath my chin to hide any double chin that my husband says I'm imagining. Then I sculpt out my nose with a little bit more dark contour. Then I get my Sephora blush contouring brush, number 75. It's a Pro Angled contour brush, and I start with the light colors, blending it into the foundation, and trying to keep the same shape that I wanted for the highlighted colors. After I get the highlight blended in, then I go back and I start with some of the darker colors, depending on how brave I am. Where I start today, I'm starting with a confident area. I'm pretty good at blending in around my nose, so, oh, look there, I must have had a good song. Oh, I have a Girl Crush song. So now I am blending it in around my forehead and into my hairline, so that way it looks like I don't have a white tan line right at my hairline. Going under my chin and around my jaws, leaving my most difficult part for last. For me, contouring at my cheekbones is the hardest. So I try to press in the contour and then slightly blend it up into the highlighted areas. Today, however, was a good day for me. As you notice, I am not using my Pure Compact, which covers up all my contouring. I'm going to be using instead just my Ben Nye banana powder to set under my eyes. Yes, I'm going to do my eyes later, so I'm going to put a thick layer of powder under my eyes using my Sephora small contour brush. Tap it out, so that way if I have any fallout from my eyeshadow, I can wipe it up easily. I typically don't, so it's not a big concern, but I always like to be prepared. I try to take that Ben Nye powder on the other areas that I wanted highlighted as well. And then I'm going, after I finish my highlighting, it's going to be time for contouring. And my still go-to contour kit is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. Well spoken. Taking my fan brush from Sephora, I'm going to first take the shimmer color and put a little bit of shimmer right above my cheekbones, going up my eyes to prep it for the blush that I am going to be using later. And of course, a little bit on the nose tip. Then we're going to be getting our e.l.f. brush. It's called the bronzing brush. However, I've used it for my contouring and bronzing. Typically, I will mix Havana and Java from the bottom row to give more of the warm bronze look on the tops of the cheeks, or around the cheeks and on the forehead. Then I pinch the brush together and I dip it into fawn, and with that darker cool color I'll go under the cheeks to give it more of a shadow-like appearance that I want for that contour under the cheeks. Then I blend it in carefully, because these are pretty pigmented colors, but and I do gentle upstrokes, not too broad, just till I feel like it's blended as much as I want. Then I take some more of that fawn color and I go down my jawline just to give it a little bit of a shadowed appearance and underneath my chin, so that way I can create a bigger shadow underneath my imaginary double chin, as my husband calls it. But then I'm going to take my In-Stain blush from Balm Blush, and it's a nice red cheerful blush, and apply it on my cheeks with my Sephora powder brush. It's not a blush brush, but it's really soft and it spreads really well. Then I'm going to take my favorite new Laura Mercier loose setting powder in translucent. I tap a little bit into the lid, so that way when I grab my powder puff from Younique, I'm not putting too much on. Since I did like my contour and highlight that I did today, I'm not trying to cover it, I'm just trying to set it so that way it doesn't move throughout the day. So I set the areas where I have most problems with oil. The nice thing about the Laura Mercier translucent powder is it does a good job of filling in the pores as well. Next is time for the eyes. I'm going to take my favorite MAC Pot in Soft Ochre and spread it upon, as an eye base on my eyelids and up to my brow bone. I'm not skilled yet at contouring my eyebrow with the MAC creams, so I use that. Next, I'm going to be taking my MAC brown script. It's going to be framing the lighter colors that I'm going to put underneath. So this is going to be a halo or a spotlight look. So I'm going to do a nice rounded arch and gently just take a little bit more and build it up slowly around both eyes. It is a beautiful brown color and goes well with a lot of different colors if you want to just change the spotlight color that you use in the middle. So after making that outer frame or transition color, I'm going to be using one of my Inglot colors. It is number 366. 366 is a nice, yummy watermelon color, and I'm going to go right on the inside up to the crease to warm up that transition color. And there's my puppy saying, "What are we doing, Mom? Can we go out and play?" No, we cannot go out and play. Mommy's doing makeup, and that's important. So we continue to blend with the MAC 217 brush. I have two MAC 217 brushes. One I do my darker colors with, and one I do my lighter colors with. Now I am getting my MAC 242 brush to go into that nice iridescent green. It's number 17 with Inglot shadows. It is a beautiful iridescent that just picks up all the colors, and unfortunately you can't see it well with this camera, but I promise when I get another camera we'll be able to see it better. So I spread that on the eyelid, again going back and forth gently since I have some my eyelids can be a little bit crepey. Then I'm also going to use that color right on my tear duct. But first I am going to get the MAC brown script and do underneath my eyes. Unfortunately, I'm looking down too far at the mirror, so you can't see a very good idea of what I'm doing, but I'm just lining the bottom eyes, and then I'm going to go back with that watermelon 366 color from Inglot to warm it up a bit. My e.l.f. pencil brushes I find are really good at getting under the eyes, getting it thin enough and yet getting it dark enough, because some brushes don't seem to transfer the product to the eyes very well. Then looking up again, is it right? Yes. So now we're going in with another e.l.f. brush with the iridescent green, number 17 from Inglot, to put right at the tear duct to give it a little extra glisten. Trying to figure it out. We're going back into the watermelon red and back into the green just to marry those two colors right in the middle, so that way they sort of blend right together when they're going to the outside of the lower eye line. So after the eyeshadow, we're going to color in the waterline. This time I'm going to use another Urban Decay eyeliner pencil. This one is called Rockstar. It's almost an eggplant purple, so it sort of warms up the eyeline but doesn't make it as dark as the Perversion eyeliner makes it. I have to bring the mirror in close to take a look and roll my head a lot, but it works. Then we're going to take the eyelash curler. Since we're doing something different with the eyes today, we're just going to curl the lashes. We're not going to put on eyeliner because we're not going to use falsies today. On days that I don't use falsies, I use my favorite mascara. It's made by Benefit. It's called They're Real. It really brings out my eyelashes, it elongates them, it makes them look a lot fuller and more dramatic. I take my lash comb and comb through it so that way I don't have any clumpy mascara hanging on for dear life for the whole day. And then I go and I do my other eye. So when I'm doing my upper eyes, I have my forehead tilted a little bit further back than when I'm doing my lower lashes. With my lower lashes, I put the mirror down and look down so that way I am not getting any mascara on the lower eyes. I'm just getting it on the eyelashes. So I'm using my Perversion Urban Decay mascara. Now, since we have a simple, clean eyeshadow look, we're going to keep the eyebrows light and simple as well. I'm just going to use an eyebrow pencil to define and minimally shape my eyebrows. And it's always hard for me to shape the beginning of my eyebrows. I'm still working on that. Hopefully by the end of the week I will get someone to tutor me and I'll be able to do a beautiful eyebrow. Then I brush through to get all the product through and make sure it's even and go to the opposite eyebrow. As you can see with my lighting, it's better on the left side. It's partially because I have a window on my left side and a window right in front of me, so it picks up the natural light a lot better than the lamps that I have on. It takes me a few minutes to get my eyebrows done, but I'm patient and we get it nice and worked out. Next, we're going to do the lip. We're going to put the Kaplan lip product on to work on conditioning the lip, and then we're going to be getting the NYX a berry lip product called NYX Chunky Dunk Hydrating Lippy in the color Pomegranate Margarita. I thought it was a nice color that would, a nice warm color, a nice warm berry color that would go with this look. Again, I'm going to my son's open house, so I want to look friendly. I don't want to embarrass my son, but I still want to look clean, professional, and awake. And I think this look will do it. And then I try to get it off the top of my lip. Relaxed, I am done. This is the makeup look. A nice halo with brown script and watermelon and iridescent green. And now my hair is curled. I hope you like this. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Giving any feedback, I love reading feedback. Thank you very much.